faithful, what is going on? My name is Captain Crush. I appreciate you stopping by on this glorious Flex Friday. Check out the pythons, baby. They're earned, not given. Just like in the sports world, everything is earned, nothing is given. Keep that in mind because what I'm about to say later might blow your mind. Now, the fact of the matter is this. We got a lot of games today. MLB, PGA, NBA. It's all here for the taking, up for grabs. It's college basketball. You name it, it's happening. It's almost an equinox if NFL was in the mix. But being that it's Flex Friday on PrizePicks, a lot of you D-gens are looking for that welfare ticket cash. You're saying, Captain Crush, I got a free ticket and I need you to lift me out of poverty and cash it, so I will do my best to give you my advice. I'm not going to spoon feed you today on PrizePicks, but I will give you a chalkboard, a sleeper, and an underdog slip that I think just might be hitting. And if you're smart, you'll take advantage of it and you'll literally mix and match and do your own flavor with your own investigations and your own research. So without further ado, let's look at the NBA. I'm not going to cover MLB today because there's too many NBA games. I did cover MLB in the Discord. I did launch all my projection sheets in there as well. Hitters percentage to hit, strikeouts allowed, hits allowed, strikeout chance, pitches thrown, innings pitched. I got it all, baby. So get in the mix, you poverty little YouTube guy. Captain Crush, bring me your poverty and I will turn them into W's, okay? So the situation is this. There's 3 games on this slate that are important to Captain Crush. Well, make it 4, okay? The first game is the Phoenix Suns versus my Oklahoma Thunder. The Thunder are playing at home, and you know what? Maybe, just maybe, Captain Crush should go to that game. He should be there live in person, baby! I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. That's a long, long drive, and I don't think I'd be able to make it in, what, 6 hours? But the fact is this. The Suns need to win. The Thunder need to win. The Suns need to get a W. They're trying to make the playoff seeding. They're trying to make it in the mix. They're trying to get wins. The Thunder can't even technically say they've clinched because they could lose all the rest of the games and be all the way at the bottom just like that. The West is a crazy scene right now in real life and in the NBA. But the fact still holds. Both of these teams are going to try to win. Shy, whatever you want to call him, Fruity Pebbles, it doesn't matter. He's out of the mix. He's doubtful tonight, baby. And you better believe the Suns are going to be firing on all cylinders. The fourth quarter struggle and all. They're going to be waltzing in. Kevin Durant returns to OKC. Is he going to get a standing ovation? We're going to have to wait and see. So that is numero uno game. And then the Lakers and Indiana Pacers at home, baby. 4.5 point spread, 244.5 point total. That game has the potential to feed families, I'm telling you right now. And then the final 2 games that Captain Crush is interested in, it fits my fancy, it jips my jive, it cuts the jib, all of it. The Rockets versus the Jazz. Jalen Green leading the Rockets to a freaking win streak like nobody's seen in a hot minute in today's NBA. They're 8-point favorites on the road. I believe Jalen Green is going to continue his streak, and I'm going to be targeting him. Spoiler. And finally, the late night hammer. A rematch. Mavs, Kings. Can they blow them out again? The Kings, 1.5 point favorites. You have to hate to see it because it doesn't make any sense. 231.5 point total. We will get in the mix. It is a large slate, and Captain Crush will have projections and a live stream later today in the Discord around 5:15 Central. Right after this video gets dropped, the projections will drop, the live stream will start once the people have had a chance to digest the video. So I got to get through here, and I got to get through here fast. So the first person I'm going to talk about is Kevin Durant. Did you watch that game the other night? He's surgical. He's been shooting so well. It's just so crispy. Bang! When it hits the net, it's crisp. It makes that crisp sound. You love to see it. He didn't have a good game last time they played, but I don't care. Things are different. The stakes are higher. Kevin Durant is in Kevin Durant mode, and the Slim Reaper, Slender Slim, is gonna be shooting, and he's gonna be trying to drop dimes. Now, it couldn't be a worse matchup for him on paper. Points allowed third to small forwards. My Thunder, they play decent defense, especially against that position, but this is different. Kevin Durant is matchup proof. I don't care. The line is low because of the matchup. It's baked into the mix like a nice cake. You got your oil, your eggs, your cake batter, and bang, a cake will be baked. And Kevin Durant, I got him at a crispy 23.5 early in the day. I think he was as low as 22. Don't quote me, but I'm not sure. And now PrizePicks bumped him to 24. Then they said 24.5. And now what are we going to do? Can I tell you to take 24.5? Well, you got to make that decision. You might be able to still get him on sleeper at 23.5. You can always take alternate lines on parlay, play, and chalkboard, which you should be doing that to help build your bankroll. That's besides the point. So with the bump in mind, I think the move here is 42.5 fantasy score. I've just been watching KD lately like a hawk. I've been watching the Suns game, and what he's been doing, it's just he's playing on that level like he's one of the best players in the world. He is one of the best players in the world. So I will have to take a shot. And if I go over here to my notepad right quick, which I will momentarily, you can see he has a 1.29 fantasy points per minute with a 29% usage rate. Now, here's the issue with these Suns. Any of them can go off at any time. You can also take his 31P plus R if you don't want to be bothered with the fantasy score or you have a different site, yada, yada. You can always go to the P plus R at 31, and it will give you that crispy push equity. Now, full disclosure, Captain Crush already locked in the points at 23.5, but I've been cooking all day. I had some obligations. There's a lot to cover when there's MLB and NBA, and I'm only one man, fam. Eventually, Lord willing, Captain Crush will have a team of crushers just on staff. Bang, this one's giving Captain Crush the news. Bang, this one's covering the analytics. Bang, and that way it'll streamline my process. But that's years down the road, but it will happen one day. I'm praying to the Lord. But the fact is, we're talking about Kevin Durant, and whenever you target these Suns, you gotta know that it could be Booker could drop 50 tonight. It could be Beal that drops a 30 piece. It could be Nurk that goes off. We just don't know. But I am choosing Kevin Durant because it fits the narrative box. He's returning to OKC. He has a little bit more of a reason to play hard, and he is the Phoenix Suns team at the end of the day. He is their reason that they've done and had any success. He is their ace in the hole, so I'm hoping that he turns up and earns his paycheck tonight. Just assured as the YouTube and the Court faithful are hoping Captain Crush earns his paycheck tonight and cashes everybody, baby. It cashes them all. The pressure. Are we going to crack or turn into a diamond? We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, Durant gets it done. But don't be fooled. Beal, Nurkic's first half PRA specifically, if they haven't bumped it to the moon like Captain Crush, check live and in person. Oh yeah, they bumped it up to 15. I'm pretty sure we locked it in at 12.5 last night. It's a 2.5 point crispy bump. Now, I don't know if I can advocate for you taking that big of a bump, fella. In fact, I won't. I'll let you decide, the YouTube faithful. If you want to get value, you got to be in the Court. We got it in at 12.5 last night. 15's an insane bump. That's wild and crazy and not in the good way. So the next person I would be talking about is Cam Thomas, but the fact is they took his assist down. I locked it in last night at 3.5. It was way too low. It's pretty much would have been my play of the day, but they took it off. Luckily, I was able to get it in with Nurkic, by the way. Crispy! Got it in, baby. But the fact is, you can get it right now over on Sleeper, and I'm going to give you guys my Sleeper slip, which is straight in my Discord right now. Bang! As you can see, I put 124 on it. Lucky 1, 2, 4, baby. 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 1 is 7. I hope it hits. We got McBride, 2.5 3-pointers. Durant, look at that crispy, 23.5 points. Reeves, 1.5 3 points made, old reliable. And Cam Thomas, 3.5 assists. It pays 5.37x. It doesn't pay as much as it should, but I'm getting crispy value on these lines, fam. And I'll always pay for value. So use code CRUSH, get a 500 deposit match up to 500, and you can get access to the 30-day free trial into my Discord. I got you guys right there with the Sleeper slip. And then Chalkboard is having all kinds of promos today. I got Anthony Davis, Siakam. I flexed him. I teased him down to 21.5. Again, Miles McBride. Again, Reeves. Again, Durant. And again, Cam Thomas. And this pays a crispy 60 to win 500, baby. Well, $4.99. But who's counting that extra 20 cents? Not Captain Crush. So this is my Chalkboard. Again, code CRUSH gets in the mix. It is so important that you guys are not just using PrizePicks or you're leaving money and value on the table. I did a whole lesson today in my Discord on this very topic for over an hour. I don't have time to discuss it because it's already late and I got to get this video out, but those are the type of things you get in my Discord, all right? You'll also get my PDF projection sheets here. As you can see, I did MLB for both slate, the main slate, the early slate. You get my NBA projections, which I haven't dropped yet, but they will be dropped. They look like an Excel tab with a player projection for any stat he has. Then you go to PrizePicks, you compare the lines, find the value, find what you like, and make a slip. It's simple. I provide that for you guys. I will do live streams every day, Monday through Friday. There's one coming today where I teach, preach, and cook. I got esports guys running it down, NHL. I cover PGA, MLB, WNBA all summer long. There's a college basketball tab now for the D-Gen faithful. I got it all, baby. I get people telling me all the time, Cap, I've been in so many other Discords. Yours is by far head and shoulders above the rest. But what do you expect? I'm the tribal chief. The tribal chief is always going to be head and shoulders above the rest. It's not just about giving winners. It's about teaching you how to win, how to be a winner, okay? Daily, not just in sports either, in life and everything. I'm telling you guys, I'm teaching and helping you guys out each and every single day. And if it ain't me, there's a ton of other role members I got in the mix that are doing the Lord's work on my behalf. Wanna cashed everybody yesterday, a 4-man MLB. He's actually going to come on the YouTube this weekend and discuss how he uses my projection sheets to come up with banger slips just like this. Wood, cash, Mikolas, cash, Luzardo, cash, Lopez, cash. He gave this out, so shout out to Wanna. He cashed everybody with his 4-man power. I personally had Scooble at 6.5 and got hooked out of my 4-man power. I already had it locked in, unfortunately. But by the way, what did Captain Crush tell everybody? Told the whole world that the Pirates would be smashing the Marlins yesterday. We took them to extra innings and bang, we smashed them. We smashed them so hard that Miami doesn't have a use for them anymore, baby. The Pirates were #1. We're undefeated. You love to see it. I'm telling you, I got hooked out of so much coin yesterday from 0.5, and today you guys are feeling it too. And I'm telling you guys, it's surgical. Those MLB hooks, they're for the real deal. But what about Captain Crush's play of the day yesterday, baby? Derek White, sweat free. Let's go. It's always gonna be sweat free with Captain Crush's play of the day. Derek White. A lot of people were able to get green beans. I had a few myself, but I was so upset that I didn't even post them because I went golf yesterday and I had my main slip hook and I was upset. It happened to me twice. Trying to find my MLB 2-man that I gave out. Who is this? Dward339 shouting out your boy. Let's go, Dward. That's what it's talking about. Okay, bang. These are 2 of Captain Crush. I had Glass now under less 4.5 hits allowed and you Darvish over 5.5. That was my MLB 2-man. He paired it up with D White's points. I would have recommended the PRA. Here's the exact 2-man that I ran. Cash it. And McCollum and White, both of those plays. Buddy, don't be taking these. Captain Crush doesn't. He's happy you want to slip, but don't be taking these bumps now. McCollum at 32 is kind of sus. I got him at 31.5. Okay, you know, make sure you check with me before you be taking those bumps. But it's good to see that it cashed. Rami cash, Stark cash. James wants to be acknowledged. And here's that slip that I posted out. Here's my other one, and guess what? Gallon sold, man. He sold the discount. When the discount sells, it hurts. It just doesn't feel good, baby. So anyways, I'm not going to go in a whole deep dive on that today because I don't have a lot of time. But you get in by CaptainCrush.net. Everyone asks, Cap, where's the court? CaptainCrush.net. Gold package. Bang. 1 month, $24.99. You will get your money's worth. I promise you, with everything in my being, you will get your coin worth. Ask anybody that's in there. You will get your money's worth. $25 for a month of Captain Crush's Discord is worth its weight in gold. 83 cents a day. So consider it. Think about it. You want to show your boy support? Great. You don't? That's fine too. Smash the like button on YouTube. Pay the toll. And let's keep it moving. So Cam Thomas is no longer in the mix on PrizePicks. I showed you Sleeper. I showed you Chalkboard. Now let's keep it moving. Let's talk about Jalen Green, because I said he's on our record. He was at 27.5 earlier. Now he's at 28.5. PrizePicks said, no, we're bumping it up. We don't want you guys to have anything for free. They don't want us to have any value. So now we got to talk about his fantasy score, which I got it at 42.5. Now it's at 43.5. But because of the situation, I'm keeping it in the mix. That's right. 1.07 fantasy point per minute over the season, but he's averaging well over that now in the last 10 games and a 26% usage rate. Jalen Green is picking up the Houston Rockets just like Captain Crush, putting them on their back and just grinding, bang, bang, rung by rung, tread by tread, mile by mile, and just getting W's after W's. They keep trying to throw him an L, and he keeps finding a way to get a win, baby. Jalen Green, you just made the list. Get it done for us. Hopefully that game doesn't blow out. The spread's kind of suspect. You hear what I'm telling you? Now, the next person we got to talk about needs no introduction. His name is Luka Doncic. He sold everybody last game. Why? Because it was a blowout. It wasn't his fault. It was a blowout, people. But we're right back in the mix at 4.5 turnovers. We going right back. Same matchup. Less. I don't care. I do not care. Is it risky? Yes. If he plays a full game, the odds are he's probably going to get 5 turnovers. But here's the deal. He throws these fancy passes that don't make any sense, and that's what forces his turnovers. But the line should be at 3.5. The reason it's 4.5 is because it's a pace-up spot. A lot more possessions are in the mix. The man commands an insane usage rate. 36% of the time, the ball's in his hands. 1.76 fantasy points per minute to be exact. So I'm still taking less. Now, I won't just have that because that wouldn't be optimal. That will be in a slip, but I'm also going to take more 9.5 assists. Yes, sir. I'm also going to take more 32.5 points. Yes, sir. I'm hoping he plays a full game, and I'm hoping to get a Luka bounce back. He didn't have that great of a second half last game because he didn't play the second half. He got benched. I watched the whole thing. Kyrie took over. The Kings never came out of the locker room, and that's just the part of gambling, boys and girls. It's part of gambling. We gotta live with the result, baby. Now, what is the rule? Captain Crush always tells the YouTube faithful and the cord now, if it's 27.5 his first half PRA, you take it. It's at 28.5, it's a full point bump. If you want to take it, I won't talk you off of it because of the matchup, because of the spread. I think even at 28.5, you can get in the mix. All right? I told you my full game perspective. I gave you my first half perspective. Now it's on the YouTube faithful and cord faithful to make their own decisions. So those are the main 4 that I want to talk about. Cam Thomas wasn't on here, but there's one man left who is borderline play of the day, and his name is Miles McBride. Oh my goodness. Folks, Miles McBride is going to get the remainder of this, and then I'm going to close because I got a live stream to prepare for. Captain Crush has got a live stream that's going to be cooking like you've never seen before. Now, if you've been watching Captain Crush's YouTubes for a minute, you know McBride was just on there the other day. 2.5 3-pointers. He came out, and I'm pretty sure he shot 10 for 17 from threes or something like that. Something insane. But this is what I'm interested in. Look at the man's minutes. It doesn't matter if it's a blowout. It doesn't matter if it's a close game. The man plays minutes. 39, 43, 48, 44, and 46 over the last 5 games. That is a ton of minutes. He's been stepping up. He's been making it happen. I don't care about matchup. The matchup is cupcake, by the way. Points allowed, 29th to point guards. Let's take it at shooting guards, 25th. 3 points allowed, 16th, but to shooting guards, 23rd. If you think Captain Crush is afraid of any of the San Antonio Spurs, think again. Now, his 2.5 point 3-pointers is a gobby on PrizePicks, but you can get it at Sleeper and Chalkboard for a decent price as well. So, I don't want to take his just flat-out points, although it is in the mix at 16.5. If they put a fantasy score up for Mr. McBride, you take it. Anytime someone's going to play that many minutes, you got to take it, okay? But since they're not giving that to us, as of now, you can look at his PRA, just his points, but what I did was over 2.5 3-pointers. I know it's a goblin right now on PrizePicks. I don't care. I took it, but here's the plot twist. Are you ready? Bang! 3.5 point made demon. Let's go. I'm taking it, and I think it's going to hit. If you're telling me right now, right here, right now, March 29th, 2024, Captain Crush, you're telling me Miles McBride, he's going to go out, he's going to shoot at least 10 to 12 to 13 3-pointers, I will take this all day long, baby. Especially against the Spurs. I am taking this. If he sells, he sells. Now hear me carefully. I'll have exposure to both. I showed you my sleeper. I showed you my chalkboard. Captain Crush showed it all. So if you don't want to have the stones to take the demon, you miss me and you go to the 2.5 3-point Gabi. And that's going to be a sweat too. It ain't going to be free, so get that out of your head. It's going to be a sweat. It's Miles McBride. We ain't talking about Curry. We're talking about Miles McBride. So you can dabble with that, or if you really want to feel froggy and you really want to leap, you can go with his points or his PRA. I wouldn't begrudge you a bit, fella, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say the 3.5-point demon is in the mix, because it 100% is in the mix. In fact, if it wasn't for the narrative with the KD tonight, he would literally be my play of the day, Papa. It would be Miles McBride, 3.5-point demon. And if you do pair him with Durant in a 2v2, you're getting a crispy 4x. Absolutely, 4x. It's all in the mix. It's just whether or not McBride is going to hit his shots, because I'm telling you, he's going to give you the opportunity. He's going to chuck them up there. That's exactly what he does. In the last 3 games, the man shot 17, 12, and 16 times from behind the line, baby. A man like that that's playing big minutes, that is a man that respects coin. That is the man where you can target the demons. Captain Crush sees a lot of people targeting demons that don't make any sense. You're not even going to have opportunity, but that will be an opportunistic demon. I like it. And if you wanted to go with KD's demon and take a shot, I think maybe you could get in the mix on that. Personally, Captain Crush is going to sit that one out. He's going to say, you go ahead, fella. I ain't going to begrudge you, but I ain't going to be taking it and tailing it with you. Now, I got to get moving because I'm running out of time here. Now, the last 3 things that I want to talk about. Giannis hooked the dunk yesterday, Capella cash. What are the dunks that Captain Crush is going to today? Chat, do I really need to tell you? It's going to be Chet, AD, Duran, and Wembanyama. Yes, sir. I'm taking a shot on them all. And speaking of Wemby, let me pull up Wembanyama. Do they have his turnovers on here? This thing wants to err on Captain Crush. They don't want me to be great, chat. They don't have his turnovers. They don't have his turnovers. Remember that day when Captain Crush had 4.5 blocks from Wemby as his play of the day and it cashed? I have no problems if you want to go take his blocks at 4.5. You can get it at 3.5 on Sleeper right now. If you can find his turnovers at 2.5 or 3.5 on any site, you take it. His blocks, demons, Goblin are in the mix, 2.5 to 3.5 to 4.5. You can get it at 3.5 on Sleeper, I'm sure. You can get it at 2.5 as a Gabi here if you want to make a daily double. But I'm just going to take a shot on the dunks, Duran dunks, AD's dunks, and Chet. All 4 of these are in the mix. My favorite would probably be Duran and AD, then Chet, then Wemby, in that order. That is probably, let me put these in order for the disabled person there that doesn't understand Captain Crush's English. Here we go, baby. Ranked favorite to least. We got Duran, we got Davis, we got Chet, and then we got Wemby. That is the order, so mix and match how you want, or fade me. I don't care, it's up to you. And then the last lottery ticket that I need to discuss, the 3-point attempts. You know Captain Crush has been smashing the 3-point attempts, right? He's been smashing them. These would be my favorite 2. Halliburton at 7.5 and the big Ragu DiVincenzo at 10.5. Lottery ticket secured. That right there is a 6-man lottery. Tail, fade, uno, reverse, whatever you want to do. And if you're looking for push equity, you say, Cap, I don't want those hooks. You can go to Brandon Miller and Corey Kispert, okay? In fact, Brandon Miller is the other top 3 that I like. So Brandon, Hallie, and the big Ragu. But I probably will have the least exposure to the big Ragu, Dante, because I'm taking Miles McBride, and I hope he chucks the 3s tonight. But both of these gentlemen are in the mix. Man, this is going to be a long video. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, but it's a big slate. There's so much going on. Captain Crush has got to give you the gospel, man. He's got to give it to you. Pause. Now we're good. We're talking about basketball now, fella. And as always, Sabonis 2.5 turnovers is always in the mix. You always have to consider this. It's always in play. Just like Fox's turnovers, etc. You always have to have some exposure. A couple slips here and there. 2 to 3 max on that. Maybe Kuzma. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to give you guys options. Remember, I'm not here to spoon feed. Captain Crush is here to get your feet firing and get you thinking about the right things to do here now. now. So there's a lot more that I gotta discuss. There's MLB, there's NBA, there's all of it, but I gotta do this on the live stream. I hope to see you there. Remember, CaptainCrush.net gets you to the dance. Right here, CaptainCrush.net, scroll down, great gold package. It's synced with my dub club. Link it up, get in the mix. Let Captain Crush know. Sign up with any of my partners. Send me an email, 30 free day trial. It's yours, baby. Captain Crush is doing the Lord's work 24/7. So I hope to see you guys in the live stream today. I hope you had fun on this video. I hope you learned something. Now it's time to pay the toll. Smash the like button. Leave a comment for your boy. Get in the mix. If you're new, hit the subscribe. If you're not, share the video. Do something crazy today. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, here's the salute, and let's crush.